Welcome back to Jammin' Sports, everybody, as we continue with our Major League Baseball doubleheader for you this afternoon, as we continue with the Major League Baseball playoffs. Up next, it's Game 1 of the American League Division Series between the Minnesota Twins and the Cleveland Indians. As the game that just ended right before this one, the Red Sox take a 1-0 lead in the other American League Divisional with a 4-3 lead, with a 4-3 win over the Oakland A's. So let's head out to Cleveland for this one. If you're watching on YouTube, please follow us, like us, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell here at Jammin' Sports. There's your lineups for Game 1. Jammin' Sports presents Game 1 of the American League Division Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Minnesota Twins. We're live from Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. The Cleveland Indians are the #1 seed in the American League.
Is ready. We'll be right back to get this series started in just a
And
minute.
I've got to fix that real quick.
Now from downtown.
Wonder why it didn't take that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And a little.
There we go. Apply changes. I don't need their announcers. We're good. The Cleveland Indians finished with the best record in baseball with 107 wins during the regular season. The Twins are the wild card team. It's the #1 seed Indians against the #5 seed Minnesota Twins. The Twins swept the Los Angeles Angels in 2 games in the division series. Game 1, Twins and Indians up next here at Jammin' Sports. Gaylord Perry will be the starting pitcher for the Indians here in Game 1. Rod Carew will lead things off for the Twins. Rod Carew, the second baseman. Gaylord Perry on the hill. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. He went around, 0-2. Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. And now the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off down the third base line. And the count goes to 0-2, or stays at 0-2 on Rod Carew. And now the 0-2 pitch. Ripped but foul. Count remains at 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging for out #1. We watch the replay. Let me check something else real quick as we go to the settings. Let's make sure the crowd volume, it's still too loud. We'll try that. It didn't save the settings from last game. Kirby Puckett up next for the Twins, the designated hitter. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1. Top of the first, no score. Puckett at the plate, facing Gaylord Perry. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2.
No ball, 2 strikes.
No balls and 2 strikes to Kirby Puckett. 1 out, bases empty for the Twins here in the top of the first. And now the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch.
That's ball 2.
Down low, ball 2. Count goes to 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch to Puckett. Rips it down the line, out of play, foul. Count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Puckett fouls it off into the third base side. Count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 inside. Perry got the first batter out quickly, but now struggling with Puckett. The 3-2 pitch. Puckett out to left, but hooking foul. Count remains at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Puckett out to left. And Sizemore makes the play. Gary Sizemore. We're out number 2.
Number 38.
Next up for the Twins, the third baseman, Gary Gaetti. So far it's been 2 up, 2 down for Minnesota here in the top of the first inning. And now the pitch by Perry. In there for a strike, 0-1. Two outs, bases empty here in the top of the first. The pitch by Perry.
Ball.
Down low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now the 1-1.
Ball 2.
Up high, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to Gary Gaetti, the Twins' third baseman. The 2-1 pitch. And it's ripped into the camera well down first base. Count goes to 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Gaetti fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. Perry, the 2-2 pitch.
I got 3 and 2.
Outside, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Gaetti fouls it off down the third base line. Count remains at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch.
That's
Ball
ball 4.
4. It's a 2-out walk for Gary Gaetti.
Batting 4. The left fielder.
Next up,
John.
Jacques Jones. He's the left fielder today for the Twins.
Ball 1.
Inside, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. ALDS Game 1 between the Twins and the Indians. 2 outs, runner on first. They throw to first. Gaetti's back in time. And now the 1-0 pitch. Gaetti fouls it off. Count goes to 1-1. One pitch. Down the third base line, drifting foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gaetti at first base. And now the 1-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. And the Twins come up empty. At the end of a half inning, no score. ALDS Game 1 here at Javits Sports. On the mound for the Twins, Walter Johnson getting the start here in Game 1. We go to the bottom of the first inning. And leading things off will be Nap Lahoye.
The second baseman.
He's the second baseman. The pitch by Johnson. In there for a strike, 0-1. Walter Johnson, a Hall of Famer for the Twins. He was on the team when they were the original Senators. Here's the 0-1. A bunt down the third base line. It goes foul. And the count to Lahoye is at 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. A ground ball back to Johnson. He'll throw to first for the out. So Lahoye grounds out to the pitchers for out number 1.
Number 22.
There's the Cleveland Indian lineup. Next up, the DH, Tris Speaker, another Hall of Famer. I can see why the Indians had the best record in baseball with 107 wins. The Dodgers were second with 100 wins. Here's the pitch by Johnson. And Speaker takes a big swing and misses. Strike 1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Down low. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. And the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off into the camera well down the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tris Speaker. And now the 1-2 pitch. Ripped down the left field line, hooking foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. Speaker back at the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ripped to third. Making the play is Gaetti. Throws to first for the out. 2 down for the Indians here in the bottom of the first inning. And now Manny Ramirez also on the Indians. The right fielder, he's up next. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch. Ramirez flies out to left, hooking foul. Counts at 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Down low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. And now the 1-1 pitch. Ramirez fouls it off. Counts at 1-2. And now the 1-2. Ramirez swings and strikes out. That'll end the inning at the end of one complete. No score here in ALDS Game 1 here at Javits Sports. We go to the top of the second. Tony Oliva will lead things off, the right fielder from Minnesota. Facing Gaylord Perry. Here's the pitch by Perry.
Yep, that ball went out.
And that's outside. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1.
One ball, one strike.
Your umpire crew for this evening. And now the 1-1 pitch.
Yeah.
In there for a strike, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. The count to Tony Oliva goes to 1-2. Nobody out, nobody on for the Twins here in the top of the second. The pitch by Perry. Up high, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. And now the 2-2. Swung and struck him out. Perry just blew that one by him. One down for the Twins here in the top of the second. The Twins absolutely dominated the Angels in the wild card round. Justin Morneau comes up next. The first baseman. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now Perry, the 0-1 pitch.
Nope, outside.
Just outside. Count goes to 1-1. One out, base is empty. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Down the third base line. Count goes to 1-2 to Justin Morneau. 1-2 pitch. To third base. Rosen picks it up, throws to first for the out. Al Rosen, the third baseman for the Indians, making the play. 2 down for the Twins. Here in the top of the second. And now Joe Mauer comes up. He's the catcher today. The pitch by Perry. Out to left field, coming over is Sizemore, but it's out of play. Gary Sizemore tried to make the play in left. Count goes to 0-1 to Mauer. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's fouled off. Counts 0-2 to Mauer. With 2 outs, here's the pitch. Inside, 1-2. Counts at 1-2. Here's the pitch by Perry. Ripped foul down the first base line. Count remains at 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Ripped foul down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2 to Joe Mauer. And it's inside, 2-2. The next pitch, a ground ball to the first baseman, Jim Thome. And that'll be an easy out. At the end of 1.5, no score here in ALDS Game 1 here at Javits Sports. We go to the bottom of the second. Jim Tomei will lead things off, the first baseman for the Indians. Johnson, the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Popped up, out of play, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch to Tomei. Big swing and a miss, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Tomei. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ripped down the line, but foul.
That's a ball.
And the next pitch is inside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2 to Jim Tomei. A 1-2 pitch. Fouls it off. The pitch makes it 2-2 to Tomei. And now the 2-2 pitch. Down low, full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Full count to Tomei. Johnson on the hill. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 1. 1 down for the Indians.
Batting fifth, the catcher.
Here in the bottom of the second. The catcher comes up, Sandy Alomar. And that's down the first base line, but foul. Right over the head of the first baseman, Justin Morneau. So Alomar will have to come on back. Counts at 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Ball.
Up high, 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. We're in the bottom of the second, no score. Here in ALDS, game 1. The 1-1 pitch.
Ball, that's inside.
And it's inside. Count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch.
Ball, that's out.
Outside, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to Sandy Alomar. And now the 3-1 pitch. He went around. We got a full count at 3-2. They say he went around. And now the 3-2 pitch. Popped it up. The catcher, Mauer, comes over and makes the play for the out. 2 down.
Batting sixth, the center fielder.
Next up, it's Larry Doby, the center fielder for the Indians. 2 outs, bases empty, no score here in the bottom of the second. And now the pitch by Johnson.
Ball.
Up high and outside, 1-0. Larry Doby played from 49 to 55 for the Indians. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ripped to second. No, it goes into right field. The base hit. A 2-out single for Larry Doby.
Batting seventh,
The left fielder, Jock Jones, quickly throws it in. And now, Willie Mays Hayes, the shortstop. You remember him from Major League? He made it to the roster. Facing Walter Johnson. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 1.
0-1.
Counts at 0-1 to Hayes. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. Bottom of the second, no score. And here's the 0-2 pitch by Walter Johnson. Swung and struck him out at the end of the inning. At the end of 2 complete, no score here in Game 1 of the ALDS between the Twins and Indians here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the third. Torrey Hunter will lead things off for the Twins. He's the center fielder. Gaylord Perry still on the mound for the Indians. Here's the pitch.
Ball 1.
Up high. Count goes to 1-0. Cleveland, the number 1 seed. The Twins, the number 5 seed.
Ball. That pitch is out.
That was outside. 2-0. And now the 2-0 pitch. Outside. 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes to Torrey Hunter. And now the 3-0 pitch. That's on the upper outside corner, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. High in the air, out to right. Ramirez gets under it for out number 1. Manny making the play. 1 down for the Twins here in the top of the third. Next up, Carlos Correa, the shortstop. 1 out, bases empty. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1's the count.
And now the 0-1 pitch. Ripped right to the first baseman. Tomei touches the bag, makes the play for out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman, Rod Carew.
And now the second baseman, Rod Carew, will come up. Two outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. Bases empty. And now the 0-1 pitch.
Ball 1.
Inside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Second baseman drifts over. Nap LaHoye making the play for out number 3. At the end of 2.5, no score here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Al Rosen will lead things off, the third baseman for the Indians. Walter Johnson still on the mound for Minnesota. Here's the pitch. A ground ball back to Johnson. He'll throw to first for the out.
He's out.
Throws to Morneau, covering the bag.
The left fielder,
1 down for the Indians.
Sizemore.
And now Grady Sizemore, the left fielder, will come up. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
Down low, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out, bases empty. We're in the bottom of the third, no score. And now the 1-0 pitch. He went around.
I got 1 ball.
That'll be a strike. Count goes to 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch by Johnson. A ground ball. Johnson will pick it up. Scoops it to first for the out.
Now batting,
2 consecutive ground outs to the pitcher for the Indians. As Sizemore grounds out number 2. Just a nice flip by Johnson to Morneau at first. Nap LaHoye up next. He's the second baseman.
Ball 1.
Outside, count goes to 1-0. 2 outs, bases empty here in the bottom of the third. No score between the Twins and the Indians here in game 1 of the ALDS. The 1-0 pitch.
Ball
Up
two.
high, 2-0.
2-0.
And now the 2-0 pitch.
Ball three.
Up high, 3-0.
3-0.
3 balls, no strikes to La Jolla. 3-0 pitch. That's a called strike, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. In there for a strike. It goes from 3-0 to 3-2. Crowd didn't like that one. Neither did La Jolla. Counts at 3-2. The pitch by Johnson. Swung. Did he swing? No. Ball 4. It'll be a 2-out walk for La Jolla.
Number 22.
And now due up for the Twins, Tris Speaker. Or for the Indians, I'm sorry. Tris Speaker, the DH. No score here in the bottom of the third. 2 outs. La Jolla at first.
He's going.
Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. It's a hit and run. Carew. Oh, he overthrows the bag. La Jolla will come around and go to third. And Tris Speaker will end up at second base. They're charging that to Rod Carew. It was a throwing error. And now the Indians have runners at second and third with 2 outs. And Manny Ramirez comes up next. Here's the pitch. It's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. La Jolla at third. Tris Speaker at second. Ramirez at the plate with an 0-1 count with 2 outs. A golden opportunity for the Indians if they get a base hit. 0-1 pitch. Inside, but he swung at it. Strike 2. Fouls it off. Walter Johnson trying to get out of a jam here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside. It'll be a ball. Count goes to 1-2 to Manny Ramirez. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. And now the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 3. And that'll end the inning. They leave 2 stranded. We're scoreless. ALDS Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 4th inning here in Game 1. Kirby Puckett will lead things off for the Twins. Kirby's the DH. Ground ball. Back to Perry. Throws to first for the out. So Kirby Puckett will ground out to the pitcher. 1 down.
Number 38.
Next up, Gary Gaetti, the third baseman for the Twins. 1 out, bases empty. And here's the pitch.
Ball 1.
It's ball 1 inside. We're at Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. Game 1 of the ALDS. Twins and Indians. No score. Next pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. A ground ball to second base. La Jolla making the play for the out. Okay, and he grounds out to second. 2 down for the Twins here in the top of the 4th. Jock Jones up next. The left fielder. 2 outs, bases empty. Perry on the hill. Here's the pitch. Ball 1, it's low, 1-0. Gaylord Perry on the mound. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. The 1-1 pitch. It's low and he swung at it.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch.
That's a ball.
Up high, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. The 2-2 pitch to Jock Jones. Inside, full count, 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. High in the air, out to center field. Larry Doby gets under it and makes the play for the 3rd out. At the end of 3.5, no score. ALDS Game 1 here at Javits Sports. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Jim Tomei, the first baseman, will lead things off for the Indians, facing Walter Johnson for the Twins. Still no score. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Jim Tomei. And now the 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Struck him out on 3 pitches. 1 down for the Indians here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Number 15.
We have a pitcher's duel going on here in Game 1 between Walter Johnson and Gaylord Perry. Sandy Alomar, the catcher, up next. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1.
And now the 0-1 pitch by Walter Johnson.
Ball.
Outside, 1-1.
1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. The 1-1 pitch. Popped it up, out of play, 1-2. Alomar was a great player in his day. The 1-2 pitch. A dribbler back to Johnson. No, the catcher Mauer's going to take it. Throw to first. Not in time. Alomar beats the throw at first. He'll be an infield single.
Number 14. Larry Doby.
He's very fast for a catcher. And that just beat the throw. He's safe. So, 1 out, runner on first for the Indians. And the center fielder, Larry Doby, comes up to face Walter Johnson. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one off. Down the third base line, count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. Alomar at first base for the Indians. Here in the bottom of the 4th, no score. The pitch by Johnson. Ripped out into center field. Hunter goes back, and that's off the wall. Coming around is Alomar. He'll score. And they get Doby off the bag. Doby tried to stretch it. They tagged him off the bag. So 2 outs, but the Indians take a 1-0 lead. Willie Mays Hayes comes up, fouls it off, 0-1. The shortstop, Hayes. Alomar, that was a bad bit of running. Or not Alomar, the base runner. Doby, a bad piece of base running, got caught off the bag at third. Count goes to 1-1 to Hayes. The pitch inside, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. The Twins have scored. They've taken a 1-0 lead. And now the 3-1. Ripped right to Carew. Oh, it gets by Carew. And that might be an error charged to Rod Carew. And Hayes is safe at second base. Very fast on the base pass. I think they're going to charge that an error to Rod Carew. His second error of the game. And now Al Rosen will come up, the third baseman. 2 outs. Willie Mays Hayes at second base. Down low, outside. Count goes to 1-0 to Al Rosen. Indians trying to get a second run this inning if they can get it. A base hit would score. Hayes at second. And now the pitch to Rosen. Up high, 2-0.
2-0.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Hayes at second base. And now the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Down low, 3-2. Reddy Sizemore on deck for the Indians. The left fielder. Meanwhile, the count is full to Rosen. And now the 3-2 pitch. He swung and went around. That'll end the inning. However, the Indians get a run off Larry Doby's triple and RBI. Here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Cleveland up 1-0. Leading off Tony Oliva, the right fielder for the Twins. They're down 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch by Perry. He went around. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Ripped into right field. Ramirez makes the play for out number 1.
The first baseman, number 33, Justin.
One down for the Twins. First baseman Justin Morneau comes up. Facing Perry. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1.
0-1.
And now the 0-1 pitch. Quickly 0-2 as he took a big swing. And now the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains 0-2 to Justin Morneau. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss, strike 3.
The batter, the catcher, Joe.
2 down for the Twins. Here in the top of the 5th, the catcher, Joe Mauer, comes up. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch by Perry. Inside, but he swung at it. Strike 1. And the count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Ripped foul. Count quickly 0-2 to Joe Mauer. Perry looks in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And he fouls it off. Count stays at 0-2. Top of the 5th inning here in ALDS Game 1 here in Jammin' Sports. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off again. 0-2. The count remains. And now the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 4.5, the Indians lead it 1-0. ALDS Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Grady Sizemore, the left fielder, will lead things off for the Indians. Walter Johnson on the mound for the Twins. Here's the pitch. Ball 1 just outside. Count goes to 1-0. In there for a strike. That'll leave the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on. And now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 1-2. That was in the strike zone though, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sizemore. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now the 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Inside. We got a full count at 3-2. Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio is where we are. The count's at 3-2. 3-2 pitch by Johnson. Fouled off. Count on Sizemore stays at 3-2. Nobody out, nobody on. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. A leadoff walk for the Indians. And now Nat La Jolla comes up next. He's the second baseman. Nobody out, runner on first base. Sizemore at first. The pitch to La Jolla. There goes Sizemore down to second. And he is safe. Let's watch that again. Just beat the tag. The pitch was a strike. The count goes to 0-1 to La Jolla. And now Johnson's pitch inside. That'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second base. 1-1 pitch. He went around? Yes, he did. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Up high. That'll even the count at 2-2 to Nat La Jolla. They throw to second. Sizemore's back in time. Tried to catch him napping. He got back in time. Count remains at 2-2 to La Jolla. Two-two pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 2-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Indians up 1-0 here in Game 1. ALDS. 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count, 3-2. Johnson struggling here in the bottom of the 5th. Count remains at 3-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled off down the third base line. Long at bat by Nap Lahoye. Count remains at 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Foul down the line. Count remains at 3-2. A long at bat for Lahoye. Three-two pitch. Up high. Ball 4. And now the Indians have runners at first and second. Nobody out. They lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Surprised they're leaving Walter Johnson in there. And now Tris Speaker comes up. The DH. The Hall of Famer. Tris Speaker. He played for the Indians. Evil Dead's not here to confirm this, but I believe around the 1910s. Somewhere in there. Somewhere around there. 10s and 20s. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Sizemore at second. Lahoye at first. Nobody out for the Indians here in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch by Johnson. Ripped into right field. Sizemore is going to come around and score. Oh no, they're going to hold him up at third. They hold him up at third.
Now batting, right fielder.
As the Twins, Tony Oliva throws the ball into the infield quickly. So bases loaded for the Indians now. Nobody out. Manny Ramirez, the right fielder, up next. This could be a big inning for Cleveland. In there for a strike, 0-1. This could be a huge inning for the Indians. A walk would score a run. Sizemore at third, Lahoye at second, Sizemore at first. Ramirez takes a big swing, 0-2. A strikeout here would be huge. 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. Count remains at 0-2 to Manny Ramirez. And now the 0-2 pitch. Inside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
1-2 to Ramirez. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now the 1-2 pitch. High in the air. Out to left. Jock Jones going back. Jones. It's a grand slam. Home run by Manny Ramirez. And the Indians take a 5-0 lead here in Game 1. Ramirez cleared the wall. It's a tall wall and left. But he cleared it. A grand slam for the Indians. And they lead it 5-0. And that's it for Walter Johnson. They'll remove him from the game. And let's see who the Twins bring in.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now,
Pablo Lopez out of the bullpen will come in for the Twins.
Pablo Lopez.
Manny Ramirez with a grand slam home run, giving the Indians a 5-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning here in Game 1. Jim Tomei will come up next. He's the first baseman. And he rips that one foul. Count goes to 0-1. Earlier today, the Red Sox beat the A's 4-3 to take a 1-0 lead in that series. Here's the 0-1. Ripped down the line, foul. Yesterday, the Dodgers beat the Marlins 2-1 to take a 1-game lead. And the Braves beat the Pirates 4-2 yesterday to take a 1-0 lead in that series.
1 ball, 2
So now you're up to date. Count goes to 1-2 to Jim Tomei. Joe Ryan warming up in the Twins bullpen. 5-0 Indians. Nobody out. Bottom of the 5th. Check swing blooper to the shortstop. Carlos Carrera making the play.
Now batting.
Correa.
Number 15.
1 out for the Indians. Sandy Alomar, the catcher, up next. Indians lead it 5-0. Here's the pitch by Lopez.
Ball, that's out.
Just outside, ball 1, count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Ripped into right field. Oliva will throw it in quickly. It'll be a base hit for Sandy Alomar. A 1-out single for the Indians. The inning continues. Still just 1 out. Larry Doby up next. He's the center fielder. The pitch. Outside. 1-0. Well, it was prior to this inning. It was 1-0 Twins, or 1-0 Indians, I'm sorry, coming into this inning. And then Cleveland loaded the bases quickly, and Manny Ramirez hit one out of here. The 1-0 pitch. Well hit. Oliva will field it, throws it back in, keeping the runner at second base. Larry Doby, back-to-back singles for the Indians. Yeah, another lefty. Willie Mays Hayes. There you go, Evil Dead. Willie Mays Hayes.
Ball, that's too high.
Up high, ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Willie Mays Hayes from Major League has made it into the show. He's the shortstop. Here's the pitch, and he fouls it off. I was looking at the roster, and Ricky Vaughn is the only other player for Major League on the roster. Here's the 1-1. And that's a base hit. Coming home, the throw's not in time. Alomar scores from third. Willie Mays Hayes with an RBI single. And the Indians take a 6-0 lead. They have scored 5 runs so far this inning. The Indians, the number 1 seed, best record in baseball, 107 wins. Al Rosen comes up next, the third baseman. Still just 1 out. Runners at first and second. They got some great players on this Indian roster.
No, inside.
A lot of Hall of Famers. The pitch is a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Here's the pitch. Well hit. Out to center. And it's off the wall. That's possibly going to score a run. Nope. They hold the runner at third. Bases loaded.
The left fielder, number 24.
Al Rosen hits one off the left field wall. And now bases loaded for the Indians. Grady Sizemore, the left fielder, comes up. Still just 1 out, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Up high, 1-0. This Indian roster has some great players on it. I can see why they won 107 games. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. A walk will score a run. Indians already up 6-0. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. The Red Sox hung on to beat the A's 4-3 in the game before this one. Yeah, there's no option for the Indians uniform. This is the closest I can get.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Count goes to 2-2. These are the uniforms for Major League, but instead of Indians, it says Cleveland across the front. He rips one out to left field. Jock Jones makes the catch. The throw home, not in time. Doby scores on the sacrifice fly, and it's now 7-0.
The batter, number 11.
I know. Nap La Jolla comes up next. Another Hall of Famer. The Indians are having a huge inning. They've scored 6. First pitch is a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Still 2 outs. Runners at first and second. They throw to second. Nobody covering the bag. Hayes is back in time. All I need now is Bob Uecker, just a bit outside. Fouls it off down the first base line. Count goes to 0-2 to Nap La Jolla. Yeah.
Nope.
I know what you're
Ball
saying.
one.
Count goes to 1-2 to Nap La Jolla. And now the 1-2 pitch. He went around, struck him out. That'll end the inning. However, the Indians, they score 6, and they lead it 7-0 here in Game 1 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. After a huge 6th inning, we go to the 7th. Indians lead it 7-0 over the Twins. Leading things off, Torrey Hunter for Minnesota, the center fielder. Gaylord Perry is still on the mound for the Indians. Here's the pitch by Perry. It's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, 1-1. I want to see him too. I want to hear the wild thing. The count's 1-1 to Torrey Hunter. Up high, 1-2.
2 strikes.
Yeah, he's a reliever. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Torrey Hunter. The 2-2 pitch. Ripped foul down the first base line. Do I still sound okay? Hope everything sounds okay. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's fouled on the third base line. I wish it was the original Cleveland Stadium, but that's not an option in this game. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Right to the first baseman, Jim Thome. He flips it to Perry for the out. Yeah, I'll probably do football tonight when I get in. I have to go somewhere, and then I'll come back in later. Carlos Correa, excuse me. Counts at 1-0. Correa, the shortstop for the Twins. 1 out, bases empty. Here's the 1-0 pitch.
That's a ball.
Up high, 2-0. The Twins, like I said earlier, absolutely dominated the Angels. Yeah, they just added Comiskey. I wish they'd put Cleveland Municipal back in there. Here's the 2-0.
Ball inside.
Inside, 3-0. I like to see old Baltimore in there, too. The 3-0 pitch. 3-1. The stadium I really want to see is the Astrodome. I want to see that one back in there. 3-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count is full to Correa. We're in the top of the 6th. Indians up 7-0. Here's the pitch. Ripped it foul. Full count to Correa. The 3-2 pitch by Perry. He fouls that one off. Gaylord Perry, of course, he's a great pitcher. We all know about him. It is odd. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number 2. 6 strikeouts on the game for Gaylord Perry. Rod Carew, he's been struggling in the field. He has 2 errors today. The second baseman. 2 outs, bases empty. Inside, count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Popped it up. into left field. Sizemore goes back and makes the play for the out. At the end of 5.5, the Indians lead at 7-0 here at Jammis Sports. Tris Speaker, boy, talk about Hall of Famer. There you go, Tris Speaker, the DH. Pablo Lopez still on the mound for the Twins.
Ball.
Up high, 1-0. Duran and Moran warming up in the bullpen for the Twins. Evil Dead, when did Tris Speaker play? I'm taking a guess around the 1910s. I think Tris Speaker played. Down the line, foul. Count goes to 1-1. And now the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1.
1 strike.
2 balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch. Speaker out to Oliva in right. And Oliva makes the play for out number 1. Tony Oliva in right field for the Twins.
Now batting, right fielder.
1 down for the Indians. Manny Ramirez. He had a grand slam the last time he came up. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Lopez. Down low, it's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch.
Nope, that's a
Down
ball.
low, 1-1.
1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. Ramirez at the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Oh, he rips that one out to right. Oliva, he won't get there. His second home run of the night. This time a solo shot. And the Indians lead it 8-0. Wow. What a night for Manny Ramirez. His second home run of the evening. You knew that one. Why does he hit it? No doubt about it. And now we have a new pitcher. Lopez is out. Joe Ryan comes in for the Twins. Cleveland up 8-0 here in Game 1. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Jim Tomei, the first baseman, comes up. In there for a strike, 0-1. I always thought Tomei was a great player. He was a solid player. And now the 0-1 pitch. He rips it foul, quickly 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Pops it up. Mauer will get under it for the Twins and make the play for the out. Tomei pops out to the catcher for out number 2. 2 down for Cleveland here in the bottom of the 6th. Sandy Alomar, the catcher, up next. The pitch by Ryan. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch.
1-1.
Inside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. Indians up 8-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch.
That's ball 2.
That's up high. That'll even the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. Here's the 2-2 pitch by Ryan. A ground ball back to Ryan. He'll throw to first for the out.
He's out.
At the end of 6 complete, Manny Ramirez adds to the lead with a solo shot. And the Indians lead it 8-0 over the Twins here in Game 1 of the ALDS here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. Kirby Puckett, the DH, will come up first. Twins are getting spanked. Here's the pitch by Perry. In their first strike, 0-1.
0-1.
And now the 0-1 pitch. Puckett fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. Out into left field. Sizemore comes over and makes the play for the out. Gary Sizemore making the play for Cleveland. And now the third baseman, Gary Gaetti, comes up for Minnesota. One out, bases empty. And the pitch by Perry.
Ball, that's out.
And that's a ball outside. Count goes to 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Crowd didn't like that. And now the 2-0 pitch. In their first strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gary Gaetti. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out for out number 2. He goes down swinging. 7 strikeouts for Perry on the evening. And now Jock Jones comes up next, the left fielder. 2 outs, bases empty. The pitch by Perry. Down low, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. Fly ball out to left, but hooking foul. Count remains at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch by Jones, or by Perry. He went around, strike 2. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. At the end of 6.5, Indians lead it 8-0 here in ALDS Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Twins up, or Indians up 8-0. Larry Doby, the center fielder, will come up, facing Joe Ryan. The pitch by Ryan. It's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Larry Doby got a triple the last time he came up, but then got caught off the bag. 0-1 pitch. And he fouls that off. Third baseman Gaetti couldn't get to it. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Doby. Fouls that one off. Count remains at 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Swung and struck him out for out number 1. One down for the Indians here in the bottom of the 7th. Willie Mays Hayes, the shortstop, comes up from Major League. 1 out, bases empty. Here's the pitch by Ryan. He went around, strike 1. And now the 0-1 pitch. Outside, that'll even the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 1-1 pitch. In their first strike, 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now the 1-2 pitch.
Ball two.
Up high, 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
The 2-2 pitch to Hayes. Outside, full count, 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out looking for out number 2.
Now
2 down for the Indians here in the bottom of the 7th. Al Rosen, the third baseman, comes up next. Facing Joe Ryan. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's the pitch. High in the air, out to Oliva in right. Oliva makes the play for the final out. At the end of 7 complete, the Indians lead the Twins 8-0. ALDS Game 1 here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the top of the 8th inning.
the right fielder.
The right fielder, Tony Oliva, will lead things off for the Twins. The Twins have their work cut out for them. They're down 8-0. Perry still on the mound. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. And now the 0-2 pitch. Oliva high in the air, out to center field. Doby making the play for out number 1. Gaylord Perry, by the way, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to jinx him, but he's throwing a no-hitter so far. Justin Morneau comes up. He's the first baseman. The pitch. In there for a strike. Or a ball, I'm sorry. Count goes to 1-0. Perry throwing a no-hitter here into the 8th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. To the shortstop, Hayes. He'll throw to first for the out. He's got a no-hitter through 7 2/3. 2 down for the Twins. And now Joe Mauer, the catcher, comes up. The pitch by Perry. Ripped into right, but hooking foul. Count goes to 0-1. And now the 0-1 pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Out inside, count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases empty. The 1-1 pitch.
Ball
Down low, 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-2. Perry tried to keep his no-hitter intact. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 7 1/2, the Indians lead it 8-0. The no-no still intact here at Jammin' Sports. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
The left fielder.
Well, he's throwing a no-hitter so far. Grady Sizemore comes up, the left fielder. 8-0 Cleveland here in the bottom of the 8th. It's a strike. Count goes to 0-1. The only drama left in this one is if Perry can complete the no-hitter. Here's the 0-1. In there for a strike. 0-2 to Sizemore. And now the 0-2 pitch. Pops it up. Hunter comes over. Nope. Taking it is the left fielder, Jock Jones, for out number 1. 1 down for the Indians here in the bottom of the 8th. Nap Lahoye comes up next. He's the second baseman. 1 out, bases empty. The pitch by Ryan. Inside, 1-0. Cleveland's going to take a 1-0 lead in the series. That's not in doubt.
Ball 2.
Ball 2 just outside, 2-0. It's just a matter now of the no-hitter. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 2-1 to La Jolla. And now the 2-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Evens the count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases empty. And now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, full count, 3-2. And now the 3-2 pitch.
That's ball 4.
Ball 4. It'll be a 1-out walk for La Jolla.
Now batting, number 22.
Tris Speaker, the DH, up next. 1 out, runner on first. 8-0 Indians here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike with 1 out. They throw to first.
No, he's safe.
La Jolla is back in time. And now the 0-1 pitch.
Ball.
Outside, they'll keep even the count at 1-1 to Tris Speaker. And now the 1-1.
That's
Up
ball
high,
2.
2-1. 2 balls and a strike. And now the 2-1. Ripped into left field. Making the play is Jock Jones for out number 2.
Now batting, the right fielder, Manny.
And now Manny Ramirez comes up. He's got 2 home runs tonight, 5 RBI. He had a grand slam and a solo shot. Facing Joe Ryan this time. Ramirez, the right fielder. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the pitch.
Nope.
Outside, 1-0. And now the 1-0 pitch. High in the air. Could it be another one? Jones going back. And that one has left the building. His 3rd home run of the game. Manny Ramirez. He gets the hat trick tonight. And that one's a 2-run shot. And the Indians take a 10-0 lead. 3 consecutive home runs by Manny Ramirez. I mean, he got all of that one over the left field fence. And the Indians take a 10-0 lead. Jim Tomei, the first baseman, up next. 2 outs, bases empty.
Ball.
It's a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Manny Ramirez with 3 home runs tonight. A grand slam, a solo shot, and a 2-run shot. 10-0 Indians. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a towering shot out to center field. Hunter goes back. And that one's out of here. A solo shot by Jim Tomei. And this one's getting ugly. It's been ugly for a while. 11-0 Indians here in game 1. Back-to-back home runs by Cleveland. And the Indians go up 11-0. And now a new pitcher comes in, Giovanni Moran.
Number 71.
Giovanni Moran, comes in. My goodness, the Indians have exploded tonight. 11 runs. Here in game 1 of a best of 5. Sandy Alomar comes up, the catcher. 2 outs, bases empty. Pitches in there for a strike, 0-1. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. Bringing the game here on this Wednesday afternoon. 0-1 pitch. Fouls it off. Count goes to 0-2. The Red Sox held on to beat the A's earlier this afternoon, 4-3, to take a 1-0 lead in that ALDS. Here's the 0-2.
Ball one.
Up high. Count goes to 1-2. And now the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. At the end of 8 complete, the Indians lead it 11-0 over the Twins. Here at Jammin' Sports, we go to the 9th. Well, the Twins, they need 11 to tie, 12 to take the lead. Torrey Hunter will lead things off, the center fielder. Gaylord Perry, he still has a no-hitter going on. Let's see if he can get it.
Off the plate, ball one.
Has ball one. He has a no-hitter through 8 innings here tonight. He's got run support. Here's the 1-0. A ground ball to the second baseman, La Jolla. 1 down. Perry, 2 outs away from the no-hitter. Carlos Correa up next. 1 out, bases empty. I've never had a no-hitter here at Jammin' Sports on this. Here's the pitch by Perry. Outside, 1-0. And I think one of the reasons why is these rosters are just loaded. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Gaylord Perry, 2 outs away from a no-hitter and a Game 1 win. The count's 2-0 to Correa. The 2-0 pitch. He went around, strike 1. Count goes to 2-1. And now the 2-1 pitch. He went around, strike 2. Counts even at 2-2. And now the 2-2 pitch. Ripped foul. Count remains at 2-2. 11-0 Indians. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Coming in, Ramirez makes the play and right. 2 down. Gaylord Perry needs 1 more out for the no-hitter. And Rod Carew comes up, the second baseman, the best hitter in the order. He's going to have to earn it. First pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. This would be my first ever no-hitter at Jammin' Sports. And now the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. 1 strike away from the no-no. 0-2 pitch. Inside, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. Perry going for the no-hitter. The 1-2 pitch. It's a base hit. Oh! A 2-out single by Rod Carew. That breaks up the no-hitter. Gaylord Perry took a no-hitter 8 2/3 innings. Wow. 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 Well, oh well. Kirby Puckett comes up. The DH. Indians are still 1 out away from a Game 1 win.
Yep, that ball went out.
Outside, 1-0. Man, we were just 1 out away. We were just 1 strike away from a no-hitter. I think, yeah, you're right. Kirby was a righty. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He went around, 1-1. Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. Indians trying to wrap up game 1. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. Sam Hentage and Daniel de los Santos warming up. I don't think they'll need him. Counts at 2-1. 2-1 pitch to Puckett. Rips it foul. That evens the count at 2-2. Minnesota down to their last strike. And now the 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. That'll end the game. A one-hit win for Gaylord Perry. The Cleveland Indians win it 11-0 over the Minnesota Twins. And the Indians take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 series. He gets a complete game shutout. That's nothing to sneeze at. Your losing pitcher, Walter Johnson. Gaylord Perry gets the win. The Indians lead it, or win it, 11-0 over the Twins. And the Indians take a 1-0 lead in the series. Total domination by Cleveland here this evening. We'll be back later for NFL football later on this evening. It'll be probably around 9 Eastern, somewhere in there. 9:30 Eastern. Once again, your final score, Cleveland 11, Minnesota nothing. And the Indians take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5. Thanks for watching here at Jammin' Sports. We'll be back with NFL football later on this evening.
For the